They, I don't know. I can't because we got the thing going on. I'm gonna bring him in.
Welcome back. Friday night. Excuse us for the little delay.
Yeah, technical difficulties.
It's a Friday. You know how it is sometimes.
Trying to sort that out.
We have those little technical difficulties. Tonight is a special night for tonight. It's a very touchy subject.
Controversial.
So we'll try and be as respectful as possible for tonight. It's very controversial. A lot of people are trying to shun from it. We do believe that you need to shed light on what is going on because it does have a domino effect in society itself. When I was younger, they had a thing on the TV. I'm sure all my co-hosts knew about it. But before I get into that, let me introduce the rest of the panel. To the left of me, I have my man Q. Q, what up?
What up, my people? Welcome back.
To the left of Q, I have my man Norris. Norris, what up?
Yeah. See you.
Yes, sir. Nisha J. Nisha J's in the building. What's up, Nisha J? Nisha J, was good.
Oh
Yes,
boy.
sir. Sassy's in the building. Sassy, what up? What up?
Come on,
Hey,
All right. And last but not least, the man that's gonna hit up this portion of tonight's discussion. My man Black Republican back in the building. What up? What up? What up? Yes, sir. And I'm your host for tonight. But I'm gonna take the back seat for tonight and have my man Black Republican take over. But before we get to that, like I was saying to everyone, when we were growing up, they had a PSA. The PSA used to say it's 10 o'clock. You rest of the you don't remember the PSA? It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are?
What they're doing.
Okay? Because you know, back in the days, 10 o'clock meant once the street light came on, you had to bring your behind. Okay?
Get your ass inside immediately.
It's very touchy. A thing I'm pretty sure we've heard of, and it's called pedophilia. It's a touchy subject, so we're really going to be as respectful as we can and still educate.
I gave another name for it. What are we going to use for it?
You going to educate me?
There's another name for it.
Okay. All right, Black Republican. Black Republican, if you may, say
Yes. So you guys already know. I know everybody see the movement that's going on in the streams right now, as far as how the industry is sexualizing the youth. This has been a plan that's been going on since God knows how long. You already know back in the Roman days and everything, they were doing the same shit. You know, picking and choosing children from poor neighborhoods to say, oh, we'll feed your family for this reason. You know, but you can see the surge going on right now where they're trying to lower the age of consent to some areas. They're trying to lower it below the age of 12. You know what I'm saying? Which don't even make any sense. So I mean, if you think about that, and now they're trying to say that you see how what's the name Pope Francis the other day said that he's accepting, you know, like the LGBT type thing into the Catholic pretty much into the association, I guess, or whatever the case is. But the thing is, if you look at what's going on, if they lower the age of consent and they say, okay, children are allowed to do this type of behavior, and you see what just happened, I think maybe a year or two ago that happened where it was 200 plus different Catholic priests that was busted in pedophilia acts in America. If you think about it, they put all of these things into play side by side, and what ends up happening is they're trying to make it legal for whatever they're doing. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's tough, but the problem is that the parents are losing control of their children. They've literally turned their kids over to social media and everything else. You know what I mean? And what is it? What are people supposed to do past that end? It's either they take over the household or they allow their children to literally be social puppets. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question real quick though, and I'm gonna play ignorant. I'm gonna play ignorant on this part. Real quick. Now let me ask you. You know the human trafficking situation that's going on throughout the world. Does it tie in? Is it a connection?
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely is a connection to it. It's a huge connection because I mean, if you see what's going on with the whole thing is every time you find out, oh, there's a trafficking ring or something, like look at the one that was in Haiti. They said almost what it was a couple thousand trafficking rings was busted in Haiti alone. You get what I'm saying? And every time you find out about that, is either they're being sold off to sex slavery, or they're being sold off to child sacrifices, or you know, they're being exploited pretty much everywhere. But you know, they keep saying that you know it's either you could look at it either population control, sick perversion, or just exploits from the industry. Because right now, if you look, California has a thing where they're using they're saying how they might have found a new fountain of youth where they're using children's, you know, like young teens and under's blood. You know what I mean? As far as an aging deterrent, I guess if you want to say. You get what I'm saying? And this is going on right now.
Can
If you
you
remember,
can you further go into what you were saying about Haiti and the sex trafficking? Like how would the kids get into Haiti and what have you? Can you explain to the viewers and myself who aren't educated, how does it begin?
well, if you see what's been going on, remember with Haiti went through the earthquake and then they went through the hurricanes, the floods, and other stuff like that, where they literally lost tons of, you know, land, homes, lives, you know, everywhere. You had there was one case where the United Nations had a relief group down there, and the relief group was going into certain neighborhoods like every single night and raping the same kids over and over and over. So what people were doing is they were taking them to a monastery or like a church area where there was a lady that was overseeing the grounds, and what was happening is they were taking them every night to keep them protected. You get me? I'm saying from the stuff that was going on. So what was happening is you have a lot of scenarios where other organizations, you know, there's key individuals that's tied into this stuff, especially in Haiti. You know, Epstein was one of them. You know what I'm saying? That was big on the map. Ghislaine Maxwell was one of them. That was
Also,
big on the map. And they were deep in Haiti and Africa, taking you know, children from there, whether it's kidnapping, whether it's purchasing them because the family has no resource or nothing. So what happened is the family will, like, say if the family has a newborn daughter or son, they'll
Matt,
take, huh?
what's his name? The owner of the new Patriots. Wasn't he caught up in that ring? When the field was dropped, something like that. About a month ago. Allegedly. But what's his name? Hold on. What's his name?
Yeah, I know. No,
Wasn't they on the age girls or they was just focused?
Yeah, they were underage.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, they were underage.
Class.
That you had the island over there. They call it what they call it
Sarge Paul's situation.
no, the one with the Epstein Island, the pedophile island that they had over there. They have records of diplomats from other countries. You know, you got politicians, big, CEO of companies and stuff that are flying over there. It was called Lolita Island. You get what I'm saying? And they were literally flying them over there and pretty much having their way with kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they would traffic themselves in, but they said that what was going on is that video and stuff was being recorded as like a blackmailing type of situation. So it's looked like they're exploiting. You ever see the episode with Black Mirror where they were exploiting that one UK prime minister, and they told him we'll leak the footage if you don't have, like if you don't do what we tell you.
He had to have sex with a pig.
Yeah. So it's similar to that, where they think that they're going to like a private island with all of these activities and stuff like that. But what's going on is they're exploiting these individuals to use that against them later on down the road. You get what I'm saying? But the problem with it is that all of these situations are being added up into where it's such a lucrative thing that now you have these exploits of missing children, dropping the age rate of consent. So now you can say, oh yeah, well, me and this kid is in love. We agree to be with each other. You know what I mean? I didn't kidnap the child. You get what I'm saying? So they're softening it up, because if you look at a lot of kids programs right now, they're all throwing the sexual content in these kids' face. You know what I mean? Back in the days when we used to watch it, it was there, but it was coded to where the adults can get it, but the kids was like, the hell they talking about? Now it's just boom, 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 boom in your face. You know what I mean? And it's like, what's the point of it? Yeah, I mean, what's the point of it?
You got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my question is, how they come about the abduction of these kids? How it happened? It's not like a regular kid at home with their parents. They know that they're in their room watching TV. Where are they abducting them from? And
From all around. From all around.
What age group are like your reference to? You know, well, just to answer you, Khalil said here.
Yeah, they're all around the world. You know what I'm saying? You have
some of them are runaways.
Some are runaways, but a lot of times, believe it or not, it could be your son or daughter that just went to the store to go get something. Somebody pull up in a Jeep or in it's been happening in these malls and stuff. There's like a group of guys that go out, young guys that lure young girls. Teenagers get together. They want to hang out. So one might say, hey, follow me over here. And then they follow them over there. And then boom. Someone grabs them, drug them, and then take them to another state. That fast.
Yeah, it's a huge, the whole trafficking thing falls into play in all of that, because organ harvesting is a big thing right now, where you had remember that young kid that went missing, and they found him, the black wrestler, and they found him wrapped up in the gym mats with all his organs gone. You get what I'm saying? So you figure they take them, they can sexualize them and get the organs. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's huge on the black market right now. So if you see what's going on in the industry, you see all of these different places getting busted. Pedophilia, this company linked to trafficking it's rampant. Right now it's an issue with I think they say California has the largest homeless children rate out of any state in America. You get what I'm saying? And then New York is right behind them. You know what I'm saying? And I find it very odd that these two states are so high when it comes down to homeless children. Because, I'm sure you've heard the reports of where they said how, Child Protective Services, how they just keep losing kids.
Mm-hmm.
So
they have a...
Huh? If we have knowledge of it and things of it, why do you think it's not more in the forefront as far as in the news, media outlets and different things like that? Do you think everything that's going on, aside from the politics situation, because the politics just goes on,
Mhm.
months. When they coming closer to the elections and stuff like that. So before all that, do you think? I don't want to say that it's everything going on with brutality going on for black males or just blacks in general in the United States now. Because prior to that, we still weren't hearing anything.
The reason why we're not hearing about it because we got these people with money, these older men, the CEOs, these older men are bring a young girl, bring a young boy. So they in that ring. So you're not gonna hear about it. They're gonna cover it up.
The people control media and all this.
Okay, so we're going back to the Epstein situation. You're telling me,
I mean,
the people with the money are luring the younger people that are looking to get in that type of circle.
Yeah, they're tied in. They're tied into the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're tied into the whole infrastructure. Because if you look, you had a scenario where I think in Florida, I'm trying to remember if it was this year or last year, but they busted. It was a child trafficking ring of about 200 plus officials, from police officers, child protective service agents, doctors.
Central
All of
Florida.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a judge or was it? I think it was a judge too that
was linked in with it.
Yeah.
And it was a chief. It wasn't a chief of police, but it was like a lieutenant, someone high in the police ring, that was like the main guy behind it.
Involved in a case also where she kept allowing a young girl to go back to. I don't have all the facts, but I think if I can remember how my memory's gonna serve, she was allowing the young girl to go back to her mother's.
Oh yeah, the I think it was either the stepfather was continuously raping her. Yeah, and the judge kept allowing the stepfather to have custody, even though the child already been reporting on what was going on. You get what I'm saying? So moms didn't stop it. Step pops was still doing it. She kept calling to authorities, and the judge kept allowing it. So there was a big backlash against that because people were calling for her position, that she needs to be removed. You get what I'm saying? Because this little girl is ending up in these type of situations. And you see what they did to that one girl, the black girl that was sold off into trafficking when she was younger. And she finally got away from it, and she ended up killing the person that was trying to purchase her. Yeah, they charged her and they sentenced her. You see what I'm saying? So imagine if you're a victim and you're involved in that, and you see this on the news and find out, say, oh man, so if I do get away and the only option I have is to kill that person because authorities ain't gonna do nothing, I'm gonna be arrested. You see what I'm saying? So where does an individual go from there? They're running around talking about Me Too movements of billionaires, millionaires, people out here choosing their own decisions, adults in a weird ass California, but yet there's no movement of these children except for the hashtag that said save our children, but yet Twitter blocked the hashtag, Facebook's blocking the hashtag, YouTube's blocking the hashtag. Why? You get what I'm saying? But yet Me Too movement of grown ass people that made their own decision. Why you in a man hotel at 4 a.m. talking about you reading a script? There's offices for that. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
There's workarounds for that. You see what I'm saying? But where does these kids have a choice? Do they have a choice? No, they don't have no choice. The little girl that finally saw freedom after a whole decade of being sold off, and she gets sentenced. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got the one little girl name, I think her name, what was her name? Madeline or something. It was a huge case. She got snatched off from her parents. Reports, everything, pictures. The sketch artist gave a super detailed image of the individuals. You know what I'm saying? And what's strange is that there's 3 individuals right now that's mixed up in some pedophilia behaviors. Ghislaine Maxwell is one of them, and 2 other individuals that's very high in the political stream right now is under investigation from those forms of cases. You get what I'm saying?
I have a question. I don't know Madeline. Where's Madeline? Is she in the United States or?
Nobody knows. They never found her.
No. The original.
Well, I mean,
case,
no.
how does it
Actually,
start?
no. Well, It wasn't in the United States. It was in a different it was in a different country.
Was it in France? Was that the little girl who was like 3? She was in a hotel room and her parents went
Yeah,
to dinner.
Mm.
Okay, I'm
yeah.
just trying to. I know a little about it because I watch a lot of documentaries on everything. So I'm just trying to understand where. So it was a little girl. She was 3. She was in a
Mhm.
hotel waiting while her parents went to dinner, and she was left there. And the last time she was seen was at 8 o'clock. When they came back, she was gone, and there was no trace of her.
Mhm.
Okay,
This is
that
Yeah,
crazy.
is that the
and
same story? I'm just trying
it's the
to
same.
get.
No, it's the same story.
Okay,
And
okay,
that sparked a lot of different things. And then you have you see how you got the what was it, the Amber alert that goes down on your phone and stuff. That was
Mhm.
right,
from a child trafficking scenario that went super viral. So then they
right.
build a code around that. But if you notice what's been going on, where did Epstein and Ghislaine run to when they got in trouble?
I don't remember that. Like, I didn't
They
get far in the
they ran
documentary.
to France.
R- Did they run the first?
Oh yeah, Ghislaine was in France. She fled when Epstein got busted. Epstein was coming back. He got busted here at a airport. She got busted over there when she was in France. You get what I'm saying? You have Jimmy Savile was another individual that was around a lot of child programs and a lot of stuff. Huge pedophile. He ran off to France. If you look at what's the other guy named that's in the movie industry? Oh, what's his name?
Weinstein?
No,
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 the
no, no.
one who played
Which one?
American Beauty. What about him?
He was a director, a big film director. That
Oh, Weinstein.
no, no, no. Older dude from like I'd say maybe 80s, 90s. Older white dude with glasses.
Yeah, I know.
I cannot remember his name, but he literally did the same exact thing. He was under investigation from the pedophilia stuff. You know what I'm saying, for having sexual intercourse with a minor,
On
and
Facebook.
he fled to France. You get what I'm saying? So it's a huge issue in these type of countries. This is what I'm trying to say. And then you see who was that director that just directed that movie on Netflix, Cuties,
Black Soul.
A French director.
Yeah, they were trying to ban that movie. I didn't even partake in looking at it. I didn't even want to entertain it. I just knew that it was wrong. Like,
Hmm.
from all the reviews of it, I just knew I would not allow that to be played. So I guess in the bigger scheme of things, why France and why is it acceptable in France?
Because of the individuals that the elites that are behind a lot of the scenarios. You get what I'm saying? It's like you run to where the laws are least strict when it comes down to scenario. And then you have Greece drop their their age of consent, to super low. And they're reducing the penalties on sexual, like say if you're busted having sex with a minor or whatnot. You get what I'm saying? They're lowering the sentence time. Right now, California has a law in, I think it's like Senate Bill 154, where they're trying to give less time to individuals that have sex with a minor. You get what I'm saying?
That just
So
sounds crazy.
it does sound crazy, but the problem is these are the things that are true. And because of all these different, sources that are running the streams for news are filtering this content, no one wants to talk about it. You get what I'm saying? No one wants to go in on it. No one wants to delve on it because they're afraid of getting shut down.
Mm,
You know,
very
but
sad.
they give the biggest spotlight to to celebrity drama and other foolishness that they got the money and resources to get out of, but they don't want to do nothing for the kids.
I got a question for you.
Hmm.
My question is pertaining to, like, okay, you know how the immigration thing is going on now? See like how they have all these kids locked up. And I know some of these kids, they fall through the cracks. Does this fall under that?
Oh yeah, it's all into it. It's all into it. If you
Because they can't even find some of that. They're trying to locate some of their parents, and they can't even locate them.
you're not gonna
They
find
say
them.
they're trying to locate them. I don't think they're really making that much of an effort.
Nah, you're not gonna find them. It's been going on in immigration for a long time. You go back and you look in the stories, the newspapers and stuff for years on, all the way back to Reagan and Clinton and them. They've been having these problems. It's a long running thing. The only time people really know about this stuff is that they go and look for it. but the mass media ain't gonna know about it because they filter this stuff.
And investigate it like a good reporter, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about the ratings now. Nobody wants to hurt their ratings, so they don't touch on topics that no one wants to talk about. You remember the what was that lady? I think where's she from? ABC.
Black, let me just touch on something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
What Norris was talking about, and I know Q got a question for you as well. You know, so it's crazy.
Oh, hold on, sorry. The guy, the director's name was Roman Polanski.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Roman Polanski. He was getting mad movie awards after he fled, and they were coming at the people that was saying that, yo, yeah, this motherfucker's a pedophile, bro. Why are you guys still airing his movies and all of that? And people were taking his awards, you know what I mean, at the Grammys and stuff like that while he was still making movies. You know what I mean?
Okay. So the funny thing about it, and it's like you was just saying about ratings. In our community, and it's not just in the black community, but I gotta focus on where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem with these topics, like right now, I know we may not have our regular audience.
Yeah.
And we may not have, like right now, people should be chiming in right now.
And they're not.
Whoever have kids, you should be chiming in right now. You should be educating yourself on this situation that's going on right around you, right under your nose. You yourself may be a victim. You don't know. But you see, we get so caught up in social media and all the little ratchet stuff that those are the stuff that everybody's gravitating to. And yo, yeah, did you see that last night when dude smacked this chicken? Yo,
she's shaking her
but when we
ass,
giving you jewels to educate you for the future, this is like, it's unbelievable how, yeah, it's crazy. Like right now, it should be flooded right now with people saying, yo, this is our kids. This could be my kid tomorrow. This could be my niece, my nephew, my cousins, my friends, something, my neighbors, something.
I guess the only way they were locked in is famous talking about it.
If that, because a lot of famous people ain't touching it.
Thank you.
We decided to touch it because it has to be put to the spotlight. Yeah. We're not going to shun away from it. We're not going to shun away from it.
Because it's happening.
Because it's happening, and it could happen to any one of us. And it don't need to be something where we got to add some ratchet situation to it to get you to just join in a conversation. In our community, that's the main problem right now. Communication. There's no communication when it comes to things that's educating
or affect us.
It affects everything. Affects us. You see how they still telling you systemic racism it doesn't exist.
You don't trust me.
Crazy or something.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I gotta applaud you for bringing this to the forefront. And I would hope that everyone out there would take this thing really serious and understand this could be any one of us. And don't think because every single day you wake up, you see your kids, it could happen like that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat. It's happening in Mexico, it's happening in Brazil, it's happening in different places where they'll just pull up. A young child is walking to school, they just pull up, boom.
Snatch them and they gone.
There was a guy that did a mock situation online. And I can't remember if it was his daughter or something, just to like have a drill to show her how fast it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And boom, it's seconds in and out, seconds. And then when you asking everyone around, did you see something?
Nobody know.
And it was at a mall.
Nobody want to get involved.
Yeah.
It was at a mall in a crowded parking lot, and the dude did it, and no one could tell you nothing.
They got it down to a science.
Nobody is watching their surroundings. For instance, you mentioned the mall. Whenever I go to the mall and I get out my car, I'm looking all around me.
Mm.
I'm a grown man and by myself. I'm looking all. I'm watching it. I want to know where the hell I park my car at. So as soon as I get out my car, I mark that spot and I'm marking every step. People don't do that. They get out their car.
But see, that's why they're not preying on you.
It's crazy.
See, this is the reason why they.
Say that, but still, you out there. You mentioned the park like the mall. Know yourself. Watch your surroundings.
But again, it's the targets. You gotta
Watch your
understand.
surroundings.
That's why.
Even if you see a target there.
That's why they.
Look, okay, yeah, hell yeah, I saw that girl when I was going to the mall.
That's
She was right there.
The young kids.
Yeah.
Because young kids are not paying attention. The young kids are
So
on their
it's up
phones.
to the adults to pay attention. That even if they're not your kids,
Right.
you're walking in the mall, you're walking in the parking lot.
But
Look around.
that's because it's not in the forefront. It's not in mass media.
Yeah.
It's not on radio. It's not on television. It's not in the newspaper.
If it was something that sits in your mind, it would be you would be more vigilant.
Anywhere you go,
But the thing is,
know your surroundings. Look around you.
but when you walk into the stores, Walmart, Publix, those places, and you see those billboard with those kids in it,
Yeah.
nobody really take notes of it. They just look and go.
I know
Nobody take
everywhere
notes
I
of
go, I walk around it. Not for me, but anything. Even if I'm walking in a parking lot, at work, whatever.
Kids are so quick also, but
I'm like,
parents have a lot to do with it too, man.
when they bring their kids to the store, I'm like, who the hell that kid is? Where the parents at?
Right. Don't get me wrong. When we grew up, our parents allowed us to go out. We went out. We rode our bikes. We did a lot of things on the block. But the neighborhood was a family still. It was a village. Nowadays, no one cares about your neighbor's kids and stuff.
Yeah.
If you even know your neighbor's name nowadays. So what the problem with that now is that, okay, these kids, they're not as savvy as we were back
But
in the
they're in
day.
the house.
Yeah.
They're house kids.
Oh, I grew up. The community grows me.
That's one. But at the end of the day, though,
They don't have the survival skill. They came outside.
we grew up different. Even though we were doing the same thing, we went outside, we rode our bikes and did the same thing, but we were alert to certain things. Like if we had that vibes that, yeah, that dude,
That car.
that's Uncle Jimmy, something wrong with him. Stay away from him. Most kids, when they say, you know, from that little cartoon with Chris, what's it called? Family Guy. And the old guy goes, Chris.
Yeah. You see, that's normalizing it right there. We all know what the hell that character is about.
When all go like Chris, we're like, nah. And we'll tell you, I'm over there, something wrong with him. The other kids nowadays,
don't go Mr. Johnson yard.
Exactly.
If you come over there,
we all knew what to do.
exactly.
But you see how on that cartoon that you mentioned it, you see how every single time that old dude calls for the kid, he still goes. He'll go over to the dude's house. He'll talk to the man. He'll interact with him, and not one of the family members ever say, "Hey, bro, you need to stay away from that dude. That dude's a freak." You get what I'm saying? That dude's sick. Notice how they never. You go through any of the episode, and they will never. There's never a scene where they have gave Chris that warning. The whole family knows. Everybody knows what that dude is about, and no one ever says anything. So can you imagine a kid that relates to Chris, that believes, oh man, yo, shit, man, Chris is like me, bro, because everyone had that thing. Even the Ninja Turtles, everybody, brothers was claiming the Ninja Turtle because they behave like that turtle. You know what I mean? So imagine the kids that think that, oh, I feel out of place like how Chris feels, and they end up in a scenario like that.
Like, let me make one point with that, real quick. I don't mean to cut you off. Accountability. The main thing why these things still, and why probably it's never really gonna go anywhere, accountability. We don't hold these people accountable for anything, and it's a broad spectrum. It's a broad spectrum of things. You know, from cheating to thieves to pedophilia to
Hold on.
whatever.
What's his name? That actor, Woody Allen. When he married that, did he run off some of the friends to
The little girl. Yeah, he married. What was she? 13 or something like that?
And did he run off somewhere?
No, he wasn't hiding.
Somebody ran off somewhere.
You still talking about what's
No, that was Roman Polanski.
Polanski when
Polanski is the one who ran off.
so that they could extradite him.
Yeah.
But Woody Allen wasn't hiding. He was out in the forefront.
Yeah, Woody Allen's still running around like a freak.
He married the stepdaughter.
And she was what? 14.
Yeah. Adopted.
Again, no one held him accountable.
Because he's famous and have money and all that kind of crap.
Yeah, but that's what they're doing with these celebrities. You see how these celebrities do these celebrity dudes?
These
They
two, man.
they call it grooming. You know what I mean?
Let's the same instance.
That's like R. Kelly married
I
out
was just
Aaliyah.
about to say the same thing with the R. Kelly situation.
And
This
lied
thing
on the documents and all of that.
long time ago.
Yeah.
Time ago. If somebody in his own camp
Well, no,
held him
boss, that's
accountable.
wrong. Yeah.
If somebody in his own camp, listen, if I was working for R. Kelly, whether it be an or one of his best friends from back in the days or whatever,
But his new
there's no
case is the
chance.
same.
That's like with us right now. If Norris or Q came in here in the studio one day and they brought a young girl, and I'm like, oh, that's your cousin?
No.
No.
Who is she?
That's
Your
somebody's
niece?
That's somebody's niece.
No.
Then I'm going. Yeah.
We got
Hold
to
on. Hold on.
We
I
got
gotta ask him a question now. Like, yo.
Then who is she?
So who is she? Oh, when he started a little nah.
No.
Because I had to pull him to the side and say, hold on. What are you trying to tell me right now? Come on, man. Don't act like you didn't, you know what I'm saying? She's young, fresh and green. Nah. Whoa, we got problems.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be on some with him because that's my man. And I got to hold him accountable.
Without Kelly, all he had around him
No.
was yes men. A lot of these stars, they have yes people around them.
Because they on the payroll. They're not going to mess with their monty. That's easy
Yeah, I
money.
agree.
You just got to hang out and get paid every whatever. They're not going to stop
It's
that.
the same thing with these news medias.
It's all about money.
We're not straight from it, but what I'm saying is just the same thing that with Michael Jackson situation.
No, well that's been.
Oh, for giving him all that drugs. Who's gonna tell him no?
Oh, you mean it with the death and shit? Because I mean, you see how they just released the documents they threw out the case because as far as his the pedophilia thing that they had on Michael, the courts just threw it out because they said it was of lack of evidence.
But in celebrity, we rely on celebrities too much. That's the problem.
Now, you have fathers on the panel, but let me ask the mothers on the panel. Have you guys educated your kids about these topics or these things that's going on? You know, I know when I was growing up, my parents would tell me, you know, we all had it. Don't talk to strangers. You know, call you to the car. Don't go. Don't get candies from strangers and stuff. But I noticed as time goes on, I don't really hear that stuff anymore from parents.
Yeah, I don't.
You know what I mean?
I don't think these things.
I see so many times that these parents are with their kids. They're so busy on the phone or they're talking, and their kids stray off for a second or two.
They don't know where they went.
Remember, you gotta remember these kids. The parents are almost the same age as the damn kids. They're on the Instagram and the Facebook and all that. So it's the same. They're in the same age group.
Their minds are the same age group. Their mind. Because you got some of these older ones acting just as worse as kids.
Can you dive into that for me? Anyone of you, Sassy or Nisha J? Anyone wants to go first?
I could talk. For me, I don't know. I keep close proximity to my kids as much as possible. So I remember my eldest, I think it might sound strange, but when we travel, he would have to go into the female bathroom with me. I wouldn't allow him to go into the male bathroom by himself. I didn't know there was an age limit. Somebody was like, I think that stops at age 10. But this was right around the time. If you remember, there was a politician, and when he goes into the restroom, he would like do this foot kicking thing to tell the person in the next stall that he's interested. So I heard, I forgot the guy's name. I think he was out of Utah or somewhere. It was older politician. I think he was in his 60s or 70s at the time. And he got busted for stuff like that. So to me, nah. And then as he did get older, I would have to be right there, ears with, outside of the bathroom, in the public places, you know, because I'm listening. Because if anything's happening, I'm going to go in there and protect my son. So the thing is, a lot of times with these pedophiles, they're in positions where, positions of trust. A lot of times they're the teachers, people in your church, you know, your after school activity, your coaches, like that. So there's a level of trust that is developed. So you trust to have your child unsupervised near this adult, and it happens to be the wrong person. So you got to be very privy to that and always watch and make them know that you're watching. How about you, Nisha?
Me, actually, I have 3 kids. Um, my all of my kids say I'm like a mama bear, so I really don't necessarily have them out of my sight too long. When they did get to a certain age, I did educate them, like, if you ever feel uncomfortable about somebody, or if you have like a good intuition or feeling about someone, please let me know, what have you. Um, and as far as like teaching them about just people in general, whether it be my mother, my father, anybody, because you really don't know where it will start from. Incest happens a lot and it's rampant, and people just shoo it away to the left like it's nothing, but it does happen within the family members. And also look at strangers as well. If you don't feel comfortable around them, then you should tell a parent or myself so that I can handle it. But as far as being in public with people, I never was out of earshot or of you know sight of my children. Never, never, and anybody else's children that were around me. So I could just say that it was taught to them that I don't play, and I don't want you around this person too long or whatever, or blah blah. And even going over to their friend's house, that was another thing that struck me. If you went to a friend's house, I needed to know who they were with, who's the parents, where's the house, what's the phone number, because a lot of times it's right in front of your face, and it's the
You
one
don't see
person,
it.
not necessarily the children trust, it's the parents as well. I want to dwell on a show that I watched. I forgot what it was called. It was on Netflix, and it was about this man. Hold on, who befriended this couple who basically took on the couple's daughter. And the man was married, had children, and it started in a church community. And then what wound up happening was the mother and the daughter wound up sleeping with the same guy. And the mother
Wow.
knew that the guy was sleeping with their daughter. And then the father wound up sleeping with the guy. So here we go. We got the daughter, we got the mom, and the father all sleeping with the same guy. If I could remember the name of this Netflix show, it was absolutely crazy. And the person who is talking are the victims. So they're admitting, yes, we were conned by this guy. The mom was conned. The father was conned. It was just a crazy show. And like I said, it's, again, as a parent, and it doesn't matter what age, we can all be conned by somebody like this. Like even children, if adults can be conned, damn straight a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, or 5-year-old can. So it's out there. It's out there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you see how they're doing it when it comes down to that, like the shows and stuff. There's a lot of times those cases have been busted where the parents, they want to get a one up, and they'll bring their kids to these individuals, knowing what these individuals are about. You know what I'm saying? Like you see how these what was it called, toddlers and tiaras and all of that.
Yeah,
How
Yeah.
these
that's not
parents,
cool.
how they sell their kids off.
That's
You
not
you
cool.
think that's a decent parent that's doing the right thing for their kid? Like, what are you really doing there? They're trying to live their life through their children. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that shows. Yeah,
Mother and moms. Yeah, they
Right.
were that.
What was the young girl? The young girl in Boulder, Colorado. Who's
Jean Benet Ramsey.
yeah, John.
Yeah.
Up to this day, don't nobody know who kidnapped her killer. Don't
They
nobody
don't
know
know who killed her. No.
When you saw some of the photos of that young girl, it looked like a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you gotta ask yourself, like, okay, all right. I mean, I never had a daughter, but I have nieces, and it's like I would have to question The parents groups would be my brother.
They push their kids.
And I'll be like, okay, even if that's not my child, yeah, I gotta say something.
Yeah, you have to.
You know, especially if she's coming out with me somewhere, you might say, if you want with your parents, they cool with that. That's cool. But with me, no age appropriation. Nope, take that off. No lipstick and eyeshadow and fake eyelashes. Come on, man.
But how can these kids get away from these things? It's in the cartoon. It's everywhere. It's on social
Well, it's
media.
in the video games.
Everywhere.
They gotta be the problem with it is that parents aren't, well, I wouldn't say parents, but for the majority aren't teaching these kids the truth. It's like they're trying to sugarcoat everything and soften it all up. We got to go back to the back in the days where we told children what would happen. Like, listen, you go out here and you see a situation like this, this is what this situation is about. You know what I mean? These parents, oh, you can't teach your kid that. Oh, you can't let them know. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't. Look here, man. Set your kid up for failure and let everybody else set their kids up for success. Because you might not have an issue with your fucking kids coming back home, but everybody else does. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is one of the issues. Everybody is being programmed into like a hive mind situation where it's like, oh, you don't want to be the oddball out. No, don't say it. Don't say it. You might get blocked on social media. Oh, if you start talking about this kind of subject, people gonna start calling you crazy. Oh, you don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, but we're trying to protect children here. Who gives a shit how I sound? You know what I'm saying?
I think the problem with that is, here's the deal now. You stick your neck out, protecting that child for the neighborhood, because you're really looking out for all of our kids. But the problem with that now, you stick your neck out and you get chopped, and you're hoping that we'll come to your rescue and say, all right, yo, since you did that, come out in droves and they support. No, it's not a guarantee.
No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. For the majority, no.
Even though, go ahead.
No, but I was saying, you see how it is with a celebrity get attacked. You got facts, evidence everywhere, and they get attacked on social media about it. Oh, they start putting out a release. Next thing you know, you see the clones coming in. Oh, y'all just tripping. Y'all just a bunch of haters. Blah 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 blah. That little girl knew what she was doing. Remember with the R. Kelly situation when the little girl was getting peed on?
Yeah.
Mad underage. Yeah. That was an old video. We all knew who it was in that video. We all knew. Ain't nobody said, I don't know, man. I don't really. You had females, moms, and others talking about how they want R. Kelly to do that. And you looking at them like, yeah,
wow.
Yeah. When it came out, you had them saying the same thing. I wish I was in her position. Damn, bro, R. Kelly.
I've never
crazy.
What?
I've never heard of anything like that. Ever.
Yes, I'm telling you. They're out blaming people. Oh, what? Like, look at the new one where R. Kelly was busted with the whole with the sex dungeon stuff with the little girl, and that little girl came out and they had her on the camera talking, and you could see R. Kelly's shadow like off to the side, like he's coasting her on what she should be saying. You get what I'm saying? And people are like, "Yo, isn't that R. Kelly right there?" you know what I'm saying? Like so people are questioning, why would you have him in the same room and vicinity with this young girl talking about this type of situation, knowing that he's her handler now? You get what I'm saying? Because that's what happens in the grooming process. You get them when they're young. You make them fantasize about you.
I'm gonna touch something on that a lot of people never even really spark. Some people opened it up, they ain't spark it. But hold on a minute. I got Brittany just chimed in. She was saying that I ain't that type of parent that would shelter my child from the world. So, and to each his own. Everyone is entitled how they raise their kids. I'm not no judge and jury on that. I know for me, I'm not gonna shelter my child. I'm gonna keep it to him as raw dog as possible. Because, God forbid, I'm not around. And he got the wrong perception on what life really is out here. You're gonna have a shell shock when reality drops on me. Like, I'm not that type that's gonna be like, oh, don't listen to that song because it has this in it, and it's cussing, and it's that, and it's that. Yo, my nephew grew up around me, and he's been with me in some studios and some different things where they buck off. And to this day, my nephew's 25. I've never heard him cuss. Not once. Yeah. Not around me. Now, I don't know what he's doing amongst his friends. I know 25 years around me. I've never so much have heard him say the F-bomb. Nothing. So,
yeah, I'm with
you. To some that feel like, and I've seen vice versa, where those parents that said, oh, don't listen to this, don't watch that, and they kids, when they out of their sight, oh my gosh, forget about it.
I've witnessed that too.
You understand what I'm saying? So, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm not sheltering my child from nothing. You need to know what the real deal is out here. You need to be able to see it in raw fashion of what life really is. Yeah. So that you can pinpoint and see red flags.
Your kids, like I said, they go into the world. They lost. They done.
Okay, Brittany, you gotta explain what you mean by shelter your kid. What you secure them
from danger.
From danger. But
Brittany, if you could chime back in and give us an answer on that, please.
Yeah, because
I don't mean to cut you, but going back now to the R. Kelly situation, you know what the bigger question that a lot of people, even though R. Kelly situation went down, I don't want anyone to get upset. I'm a big Aaliyah fan. Love the music and the whole nine. But no one's asking the biggest question. The parents. We parents. Because I know for me, I don't care what age my daughter is. And all the other parents that had their young daughters going in the studio with R. Kelly. Just you understand how a studio environment is. You would never be comfortable sending your daughter by herself. Now, Aaliyah did have an uncle that was his manager. So I'm not going to jump to conclusion. Maybe the parents thought the uncle would keep an eye on her and different things like that.
The uncle was one of the yes men too.
But we saw the end results.
Sometimes it's the uncles that be doing them things to them kids too now. That's another thing that goes down rampant in the black community. That is a problem in our community and other communities.
Other communities as well. I was going to say that.
Plus from Atlanta's in the building. Plus, I need you to chime in because I know you're a father too. So let me know on your end how you would handle certain things. Please chime in when you get a chance. Brittany, I'm hoping that you can chime back in also. And give me an answer to that question that we just.
You got to consider too the age. Maybe Brittany's children are still young, so you don't want to. Some people figure kids should be allowed to be exposed to everything at any given time. You have to filter it age appropriate,
right?
Because that's what happened. I remember I heard it was years ago, maybe 30 years ago now, and a little 8-year-old girl out of her mouth came, when I grow up, I want to be a prostitute. I was like,
what? Who was that?
I don't even know what to say to that.
You already know the music she listening to. You already know.
But this was about 30 years ago.
So that music been around for a while too now. I'm just saying.
So I'm like, I could not even respond to that. I was just in so much shock that she even knew what the heck a prostitute was at 8. So, you got to be careful. You got to filter it, age appropriate, All
right, so Brittany just chimed back in. So Brittany said, the parents are not together. Well, his father is different from me.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, please correct me. But his father is different. I would allow my child to be a child. When the time is right, I'll be more open about the world to him, but not now.
Not now. He's 3 years old, so he's 3 years old. So she's doing age appropriate exposure.
I totally agree with her decision on that.
His father is like keeping it real with him.
Sometimes men figure that's it. Kids should see everything, be around everything, but nah, they really shouldn't.
Plus, it's saying he don't hide nothing from his kids anymore. Saying,
Because once you start hiding from them, they're gonna go out there and find it.
Yeah,
That's
Get it from the rock.
And then they'll find it from somebody that want to give them that information. That's dying to give them that information. I'm telling you, that's. You see, the thing is too is what a lot of people don't realize is that they're giving their children the most quote unquote smartest of smartest cell phones right now, and they're not even enabling any of the filters. No password lock, no nothing. They're just here you go. Here's your phone. Now you're connected. This is how much data you got. Oh, you want unlimited data? Sure, no problem. They on there streaming. They on OnlyFans. They on Snapchat Premium. They on all of that crap. You get what I'm saying? Watching, paying. You had a little kid pay. He got to his mom's credit card and spent, what was it? $20,000 on an e-girl. On an e-girl.
What is that?
A shorty literally sitting on camera doing the dumbest of things while dudes pay her money.
Wow.
So actual money they put on the card. All right, we got Plus that said, for him, he said, his son's at an age where he needs to know before he gets tricked or find out the hard way. I showed him and find out what he likes and dislikes. So that's how he puts his son up on game to understand something. Now, I know for me, I had an experience in high school. And Nisha, going, down on the hill. Going down the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nisha and I went to school together. Going down on the hill, a lot of us used to cut school, go down on the hill, do something to eat, come back up. So a lot of my boys and stuff used to be scattered around. So I remember I was coming back up on the hill one day. And
that's sassy.
a dude, right? I could afford to cut school because I was graduating early, so I could afford to cut school. But I remember a car approaching me, right? But while I'm walking up, the dude just keep driving shit. So okay, again, coming from where we coming from, we know
the signs.
automatically offer it. Yeah, okay.
Right.
You keep thinking it's gonna be sweet. All right, no problem. So he's creeping up. Then all of a sudden the window comes down. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, "What's up? What's up?" I'm like, "Why are you driving up on somebody?" "Oh, I'm just saying. I thought you might want to ride."
No.
Good. And the dude just kept driving it. And kept "Oh, just come in the car for a minute." I'm like, "Okay. Tell you what. Why don't you meet me up on the top of the hill?"
Yeah.
Meet me on the hill. You want? All right, cool. I'll get in the car. No problem. But let me just put my bag down on top of the hill. I got something for you when we get up there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, see when homie got to the top of the hill? And I shouted out, "Hey, yo! Da-da-da-da-da!" Oh, man. As he put that in gear and skirted. Skirt! Because he already know you was going to catch it today. It may not have went the same way for a young kid nowadays. You may look at that guy and be like, "Well, he don't look that harmful."
Yeah, let's get in the car.
You know what I'm saying? And he might have a video game or Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Or something where for us, we'd be like, "You got for coke, cheat codes?" Yeah, no. You understand? That's why I said you really gotta be as harsh with your kids nowadays as possible. And let it, me personally, I take my son to the grimiest spots, to the grimiest hoods.
Let him know.
And I let him know. I just walk out and just tell him, "Sit down right here." And he's like, "Why are we here, Dad? Why are we here?" "Oh, because this is reality. This is reality TV in the flesh. Like you see, when you privileged enough to have that laptop, or you ask for, $20, and then when I say, "What are you doing with it?" "Oh, I'm just gonna go buy the e-code."
20 is more like 100 now.
Spending money from it? Nah. So when he sees all these things, he can understand this could be you. Don't look down on anyone else that is in a different position. That could be you in a heartbeat. Respect everybody.
Wouldn't it be hard to Every kid that live in the hood, every kid that
Or there's a difference, yeah. I
to me,
think
it would be hard to like grab a kid in the hood, in the rough part of the hood, than in suburbia. To me, suburbia would be easy because they don't.
Suburbia would be super duper easy, but
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think. I don't
the
think
thing
enough.
is though is it goes down in hood. Chicago's rampant
I
with
mean,
missing teenage girls and underage girls and stuff. And there's a lot of open cases of middle-aged like women that are just missing or found in a park.
Atlanta,
Yeah.
the Bay
And
Area.
them cases ain't being solved. It goes down. You get what I'm saying? Because the problem is sick motherfuckers benefit from these behaviors, from these scenarios. And you know how, like, take for instance, melanin, right, in itself is at an all-time high, especially since the whole COVID thing happened. Everybody's fighting for their immune system. Melanin is so expensive right now, it's not even funny. And you already know, or melatonin is so expensive right now. And we're the most melanated people around. And what happens with a lot of the stuff when you go to organ harvesting and other things like that, if you can get a youth, that you see they're around, you check them, you spot them, you do your little surveys or whatever the case is, like these freaks do, you know what I'm saying? They go around and they find these cats. It's a lick for them. I'm talking about on the black market, these things are going for like hundreds of thousands of dollars, man.
Yeah.
Trafficking and all of that. You know what I mean? You don't think these people want that money? They don't care about what's going on. They're going to put something in their mind that tells them, I'm doing this for my kids. My kids need to survive and eat. You get what I'm saying? They block their mind and they cover their eyes and their ears and they let that kid get snatched up. You know what I'm saying? They let that kid get loose. They turn their eyes when they see it happen and I ain't see nothing. It's the same scenario where you see somebody getting their ass whooped. You see a dude or something smashing down a female and nobody say nothing. They'll just walk past like, oh shit, oh my god, bro, that shit's crazy. Break their phones out to stop though. Oh shit, let me go viral real quick. You know what I'm saying? But they won't do anything. We've gone in a scenario where it's like the phone is real world. All that digital social media stuff is real world now, and everything else is just pastime. Oh, I'm just sleeping in real world real quick. I'm gonna wake up back in the digital world. You get what I'm saying? So anything that goes down, if it ain't a part of their social digital world, it doesn't exist. You know what I mean? It doesn't exist. And that's what they do to block their minds with all of this stuff that goes down. You know what I'm saying? It's a terrible scenario, but the problem is we're in a world and a situation right now where everybody's pacifying everything. You can't say certain words. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't talk about this type of content. But what we fail to realize is that the parental guidance are being removed from us. It's being removed and placed into industries that see people as numbers, percentages. They don't see human beings. You get what I'm saying? And these individuals are the ones that are making these laws and twisting these rules and all of that stuff. That's why every time you hear the largest sex trafficking rings and child trafficking rings and stuff like that always end up in the most highest of individuals' backyards. Like Haiti, for instance, what is that, Fort Prince or what they call it?
Prince.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's the hot spot for that. A lady was found in a hotel room with 150 kids in a hotel. And that's supposed to be like resort area, you know what I mean? That's like going to Montego Bay for Jamaica and then find out, yeah, it's the hot spot for trafficking.
Where was that?
In Haiti.
Port-au-Prince, Haiti.
Port-au-Prince.
In a hotel.
There was a Netflix show on it that they showed that they set up this
These parents are involved.
But the same scenario like what we just said. How either the parents aren't paying attention, these kids go missing, they put out the report, hey, my kid's gone missing. You have Child Protective Service that'll come in and said, yes, we found the kid, but we have to process them or whatever the case. And then they turn around and say, oh, the kid ran away from us. We don't know where he went. You know what I mean? And now you don't have nowhere else to go because you go to the cops and you say, oh, Child Protective Service had the kid. Well, what did they say? Oh, they said the kid ran away. Oops.
That's
Too
what it is.
too fucking bad. Too bad. What are we supposed to do with a runaway? I get just give us a call when he shows up, or we'll let you know. You have a picture. You get what I'm saying? That these individuals are playing the game. They're protecting these individuals at the top. They're protecting their bottom dollar. You get what I'm saying? Because just like how we don't say anything when our kids are listening to these songs made by other kids about murdering kids and taking drugs as kids, we don't say nothing. But guess what? Those record execs, they know what they're doing. They go to the hood, they handpick them, they say, let me get that one. Let me bring him back over here. And I'm going to season him up the same way how I seasoned up that other one. And I'm going to send him out in the industry the same way like how I sent him out to keep recuperating. Because I know he's only going to last for so long, but I need this stream to keep going. And we're going to season the minds of all the little kids that are growing up in the same scenario. They're going to care. They're going to live that YOLO life of not giving a rat's ass about nothing. Oh, we only live one time. Oh, who cares? Who cares what happened? I want to get that bread, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they out there doing whatever they want. These kids are living lives that adults haven't seen till when they were like 30. And these kids are living these lives at 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. I don't know if you realize.
They make other kids think that they could live the same life when it's not true.
Yo, there's so much children in prison now. It's not even funny how much kids are in prison now. I'm talking about prison, not like juvie or whatnot. Prison for bodying people. That drill music that's going on in Chicago, it's all tied to it. You demoralize the kid. Now they feel like they're a grown-ass adult and they put themselves in adult scenarios and get used like an adult. It's the same thing.
You're not an adult then.
Yeah, it's the same thing. But the problem with it is because once people see the adult behavior, they remove the child from the scenario and they leave the adult in the scenario. So now no one cares. It's just another dumbass kid. But yeah, but they'd be right behind him. There's a million other susceptible dumbass kids that are being groomed. So we gonna say something, or we just gonna let it happen? And then down the road, you say, "Oh, another dumbass kid. Oh, another dumbass kids everywhere." Who cares? Now no one cares about the kids. You get what I'm saying?
Well, let me
They're demonizing the hashtag Save Our Children. Demonizing it.
Blacks. Over the years, we've known this behavior has been there for years, centuries.
Oh yeah.
It goes back to Roman days and things like that. So I mean, but I think now, reached the point where they're not trying to hide it because social media now, like you pointed out before, the cartoons. Not as if we didn't see him. Well, we didn't see it. It was subliminal situation. But now they are bringing it so much more to the forefront that it's like as if there's actually telling you point blank, this is what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
And at that point now, it's like almost like a test, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like in a relationship, they'll test certain things. Like let me cheat, or let me steal some. And then we don't do nothing. It's like, what do you think? Try it again. You know what I'm saying? It just keep. And it take a little bit more, and we do a little.
And greedy.
Yeah, and it, because that's the way it seems now in society, where it's like, certain things where you like for instance, some of the kids, I'll walk by and I'll hear certain cartoons, and it's like, it's almost like some adult content right there.
A lot of adult content.
You come over for me to get that thing. Then you're like, is that Sesame Street? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, look, you don't see how the Muppets are on what? Muppets are on what? HBO?
Really?
Sesame Street is on, what is Sesame Street on?
Hold on. Norris was making one.
I put one in the chat, in the group chat. No, I think it was the testing chat. Even though there was only the voiceover of Toy Stories, but listen to what they were saying. You know, if your kids see this shit, you know what I'm saying?
You got a friend.
Yeah.
You're like, what kind of friend?
No, it's a lot of like I said, man. It's a lot of grooming that goes down in the industry, man.
Again,
Because I gotta go off.
for instance, now it blew my mind when YouTube and them started putting out the stuff as far as what Disney, the hidden agendas with Disney.
Mm-hmm.
When you sit there, you're like
Pinocchio.
Oh yeah. You remember the donkey scene in Pinocchio with all them kids that was getting corralled?
You didn't realize it. You didn't realize
it.
Allegedly.
The little boy in the bed with the old man.
Yeah, and you see, remember when the little boy got turned, when they got turned into the donkeys or whatnot, and they were sold off. You remember that one scene where they showed a shadow of what was happening to the donkey? You know what I mean? And the little boy, it's like they forgot now that they were children. It's like they lost their innocence, just like Peter Pan and the rest of them. Targeting, you got that one little male spirit come through the kid's window, snatches them up from their family. Now they go to wherever the hell, you know what I'm saying, living a life with a grown ass dude chilling. You know what I'm saying? And you're looking like, it's kind of weird, bro. This kind of weird. I don't know if I want to fantasize this kind of stuff with, you know what I mean? Even when I was a kid, I used to look at it and be like, yo, it ain't make no sense. You know what I mean? Because, you growing up in the surroundings, so you able to just be like, yo, that's whacked out. I like the concept of the movie, but hell no, I'm not going no damn Peter Pan. That dude's weird. You know what I'm saying? But now, they've made you, like, if you say something like that, oh, you're being mean right now, Trey. You're being mean. Oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You know what I mean? You can't say that about someone. You're hurting their feelings. That dude's a freak. Who cares about what his feelings are? You get what I'm saying? You see what he's doing. You hear the content coming out of that person's mouth. Get out of here. Like, certain things, people shouldn't normalize. You get what I'm saying? Like, normalizing that a grown adult attracted to a children? Come on, man. Even the acronym that they just did with that they're making legal, where they're calling them MAPs now, or MAP, where it's
Blacks. The biggest pedophilia right now. He's in the damn White House. Sorry.
I don't know, man. You gotta look into it.
Yo, he's the damn daughter.
I'm just saying. I'm telling you right now, the reason why I'm questioning it is because I haven't seen so many elite networks go down for pedophilia. And I'm talking about, John could tell you,
listen.
I'd be fighting cats to drop information on stuff that goes down. And I'm telling you right now, for a person that's been pushing information, researching, I have never seen this type of it's like somebody went on the toilet and just say, let me flush this real quick, and just started flushing them. I'm talking about names after names after names, organizations, countries. They're everywhere.
Since you touched on that, let me ask you a question about one guy, Russell Simmons. All right, because when he met Kimora, she's
15.
15, something like that, right?
15.
How old was he?
Like 30 something, 40 or
Yeah,
something.
Russell was grown ass man.
Something like that. And
nobody said shit.
No one said nothing.
Because of the celebrity status.
It was, oh, you look good together.
How old is she now?
She is 45.
45? And he's what?
45. He's 50 something.
Yeah, he groomed that. He groomed her, bro.
Hold up. He met her when he was in his 30s, and she was 60. He got him in his damn 70s or something. Like 60.
Nah, Russell, bro, what the heck? Bro, Russell has not been around that long, bro.
No, think of
But I was going to ask you, since you touched on that, why do you think now they're talking to him? Since he was in the elites.
Because Russell's time is expired. He ain't at the top. Your time, you have an
Well,
expiration
they
date.
made him step down. He had to step down from his own
Yeah.
company.
And I guarantee you, if Russell had fought that, he would be in the position of Cosby right now. Right?
Cosby,
If Russell has fought that, the reason why Cosby is where he's at is because he fought their decision. You can't eat at their table and expect to walk away with your own chef. You get what I'm saying? The only time you eat is if you eating at that table. You cannot eat at their table. I'd rather eat dirt than to be eating at for their fucking table. You get what I'm saying? But the problem is these individuals, they get into these networks, and these networks lead you through those doors, and then you end up being held at someone's table telling you to eat something. And once you take a bite, because you know how they say, oh, you in an elite's presence, oh, it's disrespectful if you don't eat. But guess what? Now they can say, hey, listen, I fed you. I kept you alive. What if you had died? You could have died of starvation. You're looking at them like, bro, I could go down the road and make my own food. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
They play you like that. You get what I'm saying? And make it seem like they helped you. They did something for you. Now you owe them. Now you got to do this. And then the favor never ends because they're like, what the? You know what I'm saying? If Cosby didn't fight what happened, he would still be running around right now.
all right. So
Notice how you haven't heard of Weinstein? What happened to Weinstein? Where's the jury? Huh?
Quiet. It's nice and quiet.
Quiet.
Packed away.
Yet his brother was right there with him running the company. Where's his brother in the court? Oh, his brother put his name in the court? His brother was involved? But he was there. Last time I checked, if I drove somebody to go rob somebody, I'm an accomplice. You understand what I'm trying to say? They only shift hands. They only shift hands.
Guys, we got to move for the show now. What do we do for the future? Like, I and I want this from everyone on the panel. Like, what are you gonna do?
You gotta protect your kids, man. These kids have to be protected. These kids. The thing is, content. Parents need to step their game up. Adults, period, need to step their game up. Because one of the thing is, I'm telling you right now, as an individual that talk to a lot of kids want someone to talk to. You'll be shocked how many kids come to me and they're telling me about their whole life story, asking me to help them. What's my thoughts on this? Yo, man, I was trying to talk to my pops. He, told me to get the hell out of his face, blah, blah, blah. And they're asking me. These kids are not being viewed. They're not being heard. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like all of them, but for a large percentage of them, they're not being heard. They're looking for answers on social media. They're looking up to these influencers for answers. These people don't care. They just want views. They want clicks. They don't give a shit about these kids. We got to do what we have to do to protect these kids. It's a reality. We have to separate the facts of movie fantasy to the reality we're in. It's okay to teach your kids about certain content as they're growing up, but to remove it completely from their life because you're protecting them from the harshness of reality, you're increasing the chance of that child being, ending up in a scenario like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of their reality. That's like knowing it's bad to run across the damn street while there's traffic and not informing the kid. Oh, well, I just want to let them know that, yeah, the cars are on the road, but someone leave it up to them if they want to cross it or not. What the you get what I'm saying? It's a part of their reality. And right now, the reason why a lot of the news has been silencing a lot of this stuff is because too many names are involved in the top.
Let me jump on Sassy real quick, because we closing out real quick. So Sassy, what's your
That's it. Yeah, keep researching. The information is out there. It might be kind of hard to get it all together, but have the information, get access to it, share the information, protect the children. That's it.
Look, tell you what. Join us on the Facebook on our platform. Shout out, and links can be sent. All right, links can be sent. Documents can be sent. If you need court documents on what's going down, if you want statistics of your area, your state, whatever you're living in, so you're more aware of what's going on. There's programs helping these kids. There's other information. Just reach out to us, and we can give you the information. I understand information is everywhere, but a lot of people don't want to look because they don't have the time or they don't know where to look because there's so many, false information out there in today's, streams. But if you do care and you do want solutions, just reach out to us and we'll help. I'll help myself because I do this every day and I don't have an issue with helping people protecting their children. You get what I'm saying?
Nisha, your account.
The same sentiments as everybody else is saying. You just have to be well informed of what's going on. Back in our days when we were younger, kids being kidnapped 24/7, we just have to reiterate the same um warnings our parents taught us. Just be leery of the next guy, watch your cars, that's possibly following you, traveling groups. If you feel uncomfortable around a certain adult, let another adult that you trust know. And stuff like that. You just have to reiterate the same messages we learned back in the 80s when they were kidnapping kids left and right. You just gotta reiterate the same things.
But my thing is, I said it earlier. I don't have any kids. But like I said, when I go anywhere, I go to the mall, anywhere, I see kids. Like, know your surroundings. Don't act like, oh, you didn't see that kid over there wandering off by himself. And when the authorities come and they start questioning you, like, oh, I didn't see. How can you need this? You're out and about in the public. Know your damn surroundings. Not because the kids is not yours, but the kids are part of society. They're part of our world. Know your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Look around you. That's not it.
Yeah, my thing on this the whole thing tonight, it was very informational. We get a lot of information from it. It was very much knowledgeable. I learned a lot of stuff that I did not clue to. And one of the major thing is we have to help grow our neighbors' kids, friends, family, niece, nephew, just help grow society and be vigilant. You see something, you say something. The media won't do it for you. You gotta we have the choice now where we can say something, do something, and all these media outlets. It's the way of saying it and spreading it. It may cause a little situation sometimes for you, but we have the opportunity now to say it. It's not like when it was just no media group. The same media situation we're doing now to get the message out. Just, see something, say something. That's what I think.
For me, accountability. Accountability in society, accountability, just like you said, neighbor to neighbor, human being to human being. Accountability. There's too many times that we see young kids have to grow up dealing with certain things like this, or incest, or a family member touching them or something, and the other families are not really, they're pushing it under the rug. And now, accountability. I don't care if it's my brother, my niece, my uncle, my father, somebody. It's accountability. Right is right and wrong is wrong at the end of the day. It's never going to be pretty for us to put things like this to the forefront. And like you said, some people, it's a touchy subject. People will tell Black, oh man, why you won't touch that? It's a tough thing. You can't joke with that. You can't do. Yo, it's never going to be pretty.
Who's going to do it?
It's never going to be pretty. But for the society, things are not getting better. And if we don't come together as a community and as people, as human beings, just human beings, it's not even a race situation, it's not black, white, or anything like that. It's just human beings at the end of the day. And just treat others the same way how you would want to be treated. If it was your child, you would want the best. You would want somebody to look out for them. You would want somebody to educate them. You would want somebody to see and say something.
Yeah, sometimes we ignore things until it reach our own.
till it reach your own doorsteps. No one cares until it reach their own doorsteps. Their neighbors will tell you, don't get involved. You know, that's the most famous word I've heard throughout my whole time. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get involved. Until you know what now? Till you're passing one day and you see the yellow tape. And it's like, oh my gosh. What's this? Miss such and such is involved. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's on your doorsteps. And now that's why you see a lot of times when we've seen it for AIDS, we've seen it for, you know, child protection, with all sorts, and it only happens when it comes to that person's doorstep. You know, now they want to, oh, we need a bill for this. Or we need legislators.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is, brother.
And we go door to door.
Before that, nah, we didn't want to get involved. But now, since someone's daughter got kidnapped or somebody's son got something, now all of a sudden
we go door to door.
Yeah, some potential or whatever the case is.
we don't need that. Community as one. Community as one. Each one teach one. I want to thank you all tonight for joining us. All our Facebook family, try and remember, you can find us on YouTube, of course, Facebook Live, Instagram, Anchor, Spotify, and iTunes, baby. Live at the barbershop. We're here to educate, motivate.
We need to do more shows, more topics. I don't mind it.
And like I say to everyone, man, go out in the world and be somebody. But most of all, say something. Say something.
See something, say something. See something, say something.
You gotta protect the kids, man. Kids can't fight for themselves. Kids can't hire no lawyer. The kids can't shoot no gun. The kids can't do nothing, bro. They're out there by themselves while these parents running around like fucking children.
True.
Don't go nowhere.
Mm.
You know?